Okay, so today's video is another TMI Tuesday video. If you are new to my channel and you don't know what TMI Tuesday is, it is where you send in questions and I answer them. It can be about me, it can be about anything in general, it doesn't really matter. I also do 3 random vlog topics at the end of this video, so I always go to my Twitter to ask that, so make sure you're following me on Twitter. My username is @satnightalrite. But anyways, let's jump into this week. TMI information for you, you need to see my skirt right now. It is like hiked the heck up into like this ball because I just got a pedicure. I don't know if you can see the color. How am I even doing this? Anyway, I just got a pedicure and the color is really pretty. I don't remember what it was, but it was a china glazed one and it reminds me of a mermaid. But I had to hike my skirt up because it kept dragging in the polish and I got really scared that it would like ruin it, so hiked it on up. My mom was making fun of me because she's like, you're not going to film like that, right? I'm like, they'll never know. It's down here. Never know. First TMI question is from Lauren Blair. She asks, if I had to get plastic surgery on one spot in my face, where would I get it? I probably would get, I don't know what you would do, but one of my eyebrows is higher than the other and one of my ears is higher than the other. So I'm assuming that one side of my face is a little lopsided and I have to like fix it. So that's what I would fix. I guess correct is the right word, not fix, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I have very, like, look, this is where the top of one ear is, this is where the top of the other ear is. It's definitely not correct, but that's okay. If I were to get something corrected, that's probably what I would get corrected. Ms. Monica Sophia asks, what are my 3 favorite drinks? Alcoholic-wise, I like Cosmopolitans and Sex on the Beach, and probably just vodka waters. Non-alcoholic-wise, I love milk, I love pineapple juice, and water. I'm feeling sexy and free asks Hunger Games, yay or nay? I give a resounding yay on Hunger Games. I really enjoyed the books. I thought that it was such a cool concept and the movie was pretty good too. I thought that it stuck pretty true to the book for the most part. Like the general idea stuck really close. There was a couple little things that were off, but I mean, they had to do what they had to do for the movie or else it would have been like 10 hours long, which I'm sure some people would have been fine with, but the mass majority of people probably were okay with them skipping out those parts. Alicia Quinn 1 asks, what are my views on abortion? I think that it's completely up to the individual. I don't think that it's okay to do like a late trimester abortion when it's like a full-fledged baby unless there's, say, an emergency or whatever, but I really do believe that it is a woman's right to choose what to do with her body, and I respect that 100%. The Beauty in All Things asks, have I ever been to Montreal? Yes, I actually have. I've been across Canada with my family when I was just going into grade 9, so I would have been like 14. I really enjoyed it. I was only there for a couple days and obviously I haven't like experienced Montreal as a young adult, and I'm sure that my views will change as it's going to be a completely different trip when I eventually do end up going to Montreal again. But yeah, I would love to visit again. It is such a cool city. I speak only a little bit of French, so that might be a problem, but it's an adventure. Green Rolene asks, what is my dream job? I think I'm doing it. I mean, obviously I would like to be earning a really, really good wage doing it, but I think that by being myself and doing things that make me happy, that as a job is absolutely phenomenal, and I think that to be able to do that as a career type job would be mind-blowing. So I think that that and being in the fashion world and beauty world and all encompassing that would be my dream job. The Gossip Princess 1 asks, Apple or Windows? Definitely Apple, because I find that being a creative person, Apple has really simple programs that you can learn really easily, and I'm not a really computery type person. I am so self-taught on everything, and if it's a really easy self-taught thing, then I'm good to go. But if you have to learn how to do a lot of stuff, I'm just like so lost. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, and I have to ask Glenn to come and fix it, and it's just easier to ask Glenn to do it in the first place, and then I feel bad, so I just like simple, easy things, and that generally happens with Mac or Apple computers. Derek Silver 85 asks, small town or big city? I think for this point in my life, I would say big city, only because there is so much more that is offered and that I can experience, whereas in a small town, that just isn't really available, and especially for what I do. I like fashion and beauty and filming and lots of stuff like that just isn't available in smaller towns because there's not as many people who are into it, and that's cool. This just is such a specialized niche of what I do that I think that it can be catered better in a big city. But if I were in the point in my life where I wanted to settle down and have a family, I definitely would go with a small town because I don't think I would ever want to raise a family in a city, but who knows what the future will bring. Okay, so the next question comes from Natasia Berkret. I think that's how you pronounce your username. I'm going to read it off the computer screen because it's so long, so hold on. Okay. Do you think that having a relationship at an early age will result in missing out on things that you're supposed to do while you're young? Or do you believe that when the right person shows up, you should take your chance with that person? I definitely do think that you should take your chance with that person, but remember that it might not be the be-all, end-all. When I was in high school, I had been in a relationship where I graduated early and we moved to Vancouver together and we lived together, and I was only 18 years old. And I feel that I was with the same guy until I was 19 and a half, and we had been together for 2.5 years, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of things in high school because of being in that relationship, but I don't regret being in that relationship for the sole sake of I learned a lot about myself and about what I wanted and what I didn't want in future relationships, and I feel like that was a huge wake-up call to realize that I didn't want to be with that person for the rest of my life, and that was okay. I didn't have to beat myself up about the fact that that relationship didn't pan out. I'm absolutely happy that it didn't, or else I wouldn't be in the place where I am now. So I think that if you jump on an opportunity and it happens and it turns out good, that's great, that's wonderful. But if it happens and it turns out bad, that's, you know, just as great as well, because you are going to learn either which way. I think that it's totally up to the person. So if you're brave enough to invest in that relationship and be with that person at a young age, do it. But do remember that your future could hold anything. You never know. KSN4911 asks, what are my favorite restaurants and the food that you can get there? I would say one of my favorite restaurants is a restaurant that I previously worked at, and it's called Milestones. It is in Canada. I don't think it's in the States or anywhere else. It is amazing. If you've ever been to Milestones, you know what I'm talking about. They have really good food. My favorite thing to get there is the seafood fettuccine, but I hold the sea bass and add extra prawns, and I usually get a Caesar salad to start with that, with like no bacon or anything like that. But that is one of my favorite meals there, and I really, really like their Miami Ice drink. It's non-alcoholic, so it's just iced tea with mango puree and mint leaves, and it's really shaken up and it's really yummy. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a specific restaurant, but I also really enjoy going to get Thai food, and I really, really like the spicy chicken cashew nut. Spicy chicken cashew nut with chili jam. It has to have with chili jam, and if it doesn't, it's okay, not really that good, but if it has with chili jam, it's really, really good. I also really like red curry, and yeah, those are probably my favorite things to get at Thai restaurants. And then at like, where else? I don't eat out a whole lot, and I don't eat out at like a specific restaurant a whole lot, so I don't know, I'm really up for trying a bunch of things, but I do notice that I do gravitate towards, if we do go out, I like to have like Thai food or Mexican food or Italian or seafood. Yeah. Gorgeous Makeup 14 asks, when I was in elementary school, what did I want to be when I grew up? I had no idea, and I still don't, and I don't really care. I was always the kid that I didn't have a specific idea of what I wanted to be. I just wanted to have as many skills that I could accumulate in order to do whatever I wanted. So if that included, I don't know, taking a babysitter's course, I did that, or taking, I took power skating lessons, and I took history lessons outside of school, and I skied and snowboarded avidly, and I went to basketball camp, and I went to French lessons, and just a bunch of different traits to, I guess, do whatever I wanted. When I did grow up, I would have the option to go in many directions, and I'm very glad that I did that, because I feel that so many people were so specific, and oh, I wanted to be a teacher, or I want to be a nurse, or I want to be, and like that's really, really cool, and if it makes them happy, then that's great. But it feels like some people miss out on a lot of opportunities because they're so tunnel visioned of what they want to get to. And how do they even know they want to do that? They've never done that before. They've never experienced that. So it kind of feels like sometimes people can miss out on an opportunity if they're so straightforward with what they want to do. But that's also, some people are just very passionate and they know what they want to do. So it can be either way. But I personally didn't have anything set or planned that I wanted to be. Okay guys, so I'm going to stop with the questions just because I have to get going earlier this week. Hayden, what are you doing? You are so creepy. My brother's right there. Anyway, I'm doing my 3 random vlog topics, and let's pick... MZets on Twitter asks, or says, I should talk about goldfish. I never really ate goldfish. I don't like cheesy crackers particularly. I like the idea of them. I think that if you're going to go with a shaped cracker or cookie, you should go with Teddy Grahams, and you should go with the like little chocolate chip ones, but that's just me. And question, do you guys have those Teddy Grahams anywhere else in the world, and some of them have their arms up and some of them have their arms down? I don't know, but I liked eating the ones with the arms up, and then I nibbled the arms off and then the rest of the body. I don't know if that's just me and that's weird, but let me know what you used to eat and why. Kenzie Kelly says I should talk about horoscopes / astrology. I am a Capricorn, my birthday is January 15th, and I don't particularly follow anything to do with my horoscope. I'll read it if it's in a magazine or in the newspaper, but I don't like actively search it out. It's not that I don't necessarily believe in some traits, I just feel that most of the traits that horoscopes and stuff like that are such like a wide thing, you know, like it could apply to so many different people and they could just feel that they could connect to that when, I mean, the majority of people could connect to that. So I don't know, I bet you there's a lot like more in-depth stuff about it that I'm not aware of, so I don't want to like tread on anyone's toes. But I personally don't really follow that myself, although I understand why people do that. They are interested in the universe and they like the idea of having the security of what life brings. But I'm kind of adventurous and I just don't want to know what's going to happen in the future. I like whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and I'm going to make the absolute best of it. The last thing I'm going to talk about is from Brooke on Twitter, and she says fish face. So I'm assuming you mean the pout. I don't generally do the fish face pout. I can understand why girls do it. I feel that it puts your mouth in a very alluring, I don't know what this claw is, but it puts your mouth in a very alluring position maybe. I don't know, I feel like a slight little pout is okay, but like the full out like duck lips, like I really hope someone freeze frame that by the way, but you know what I mean, I think that could be a little bit overwhelming. And I also don't really like it when I go on Facebook and someone's like entire selfies album is like, you know what I mean, in every position, in every mirror in their house. Like, you guys know exactly the kind of people that I'm talking about. Like, you probably have friends on Facebook that do that. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. If you want to make a fish duck face, whatever, not my business, not my problem, but sometimes I do have a good giggle at some of the more extreme ones. Anyway, that was my TMI Tuesday and random vlogs this week, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a new question or comment down below. I try to get to as many as I possibly can. Remember to also follow me on Twitter so that you can give me a random vlog topic for next week. Don't forget to watch my new tutorial that I did with all of this as the background. I have the most beautiful sunset shimmery eyes, so I'll link that right up here, and I will talk to you guys really, really soon. Bye!